Hi, I've been to India for almost a week now, and I thought I'd share my experiences from the first couple of days. If you've seen my previous video, you've seen that my first hotel wasn't the best. So after 2 nights there, I decided to go into the city. One of the main problems with my first hotel was that it didn't have a working Wi-Fi. They had Wi-Fi, but it was only working for like a minute or so a day. So it was really like you opening up Google Maps and like half a day later you get something on the screen. When I'm traveling, I use the internet a lot, especially Google, to figure out where I'm going, to book accommodation, to look for buses and basically everything. So it was really difficult for me not to have that available. When I travel, I usually walk a lot and take public transport. So I looked for bus routes into the city, and after like half a day or so, I finally managed to get something out of Google. And I made screenshots of all the information that I can actually find it even when I'm offline. After I checked out, I walked for about half an hour to the bus stop, at least where I thought the bus stop was. I was exactly at the place where Google told me to go, but there was no bus stop whatsoever. So that was fun. And another big problem here around Coimbatore is that people don't really speak English. That was quite a surprise for me. So you can't really have a conversation, they hardly understand any words. Even though a lot of information here, especially at the shops, is in English. So I tried to ask people, but they couldn't help me. So my plan B was to go to the nearest train station, which was still about an hour by foot away. When I arrived at the train station, the officer told me that there are no trains coming till 5 o'clock. And I was there around noon, so I didn't want to wait 5 hours. And I'm actually not even sure if I could just hop onto that train and get into the city. So I finally gave in and took a rickshaw into the city, straight to my hotel. So that's where I'm at right now. This is my new hotel and it's pretty awesome. Let me show you around. I'm sitting on the bed right now where I was filming previously. So I have a single bed. This is where I had the camera before on the tripod. And this is my little work area where I do stuff on the laptop. I have a little table which I'm only using to dry my yoga mat. I've got a fan, by the way, so there's no AC in here. I don't care too much about AC, it's not that hot. I've got quite a bit of floor space, which is awesome for practicing. This is the main door. Then I've got a couple of wardrobes for my stuff. Got a TV. I never use TVs in hotels. I don't know why they put them there. And this is actually my balcony. The view isn't that great, but hey, I'm hardly using it anyway. I just use it to dry my clothes. And you're probably wondering where my bathroom is. It's kind of hidden behind the wardrobes. So if we open this, ta-da! I have a sink, I have a toilet, I have a shower head, but it doesn't really work. The water isn't really coming out there, so I don't know why it's there. This thing is a boiler, so I have to switch it on if I want hot water. And once it's hot, you have, what are they called? You know those things. One for hot, one for cold. And you mix your water in the bucket, and then you have a smaller bucket that you use for showering. And that's it. That's really all you need. Here I finally have a working Wi-Fi connection. This is actually where I uploaded the previous video. The first thing I noticed when I came to Coimbatore is that there's like an explosion of colors. Especially women are wearing their saris in all sorts of different colors, especially at night, and it's just awesome. There are many small shops on the street. There's like one store just next to the other. And on some roads you have even like you walk 100 meters and you have like 5 different cell phone stores, one next to each other. So there are a lot of little shops here that sell especially cell phones, then computer stuff, electronics, and a lot of food vendors as well. Coimbatore is famous for its textile industry, and unfortunately you see a lot of shops selling silk around here. People are super friendly here, and especially when you go to a restaurant, people do this weird head wobble. It kind of goes like this. I can't really do it, but it's kind of like the chin is moving, but somehow this, and like the upper body stays in one line. It's really funny, it cracks me up. And I still haven't found out what it actually means. It's kind of like maybe something like I understand, or like a friendly gesture or something. So I don't know, I'll figure it out. Okay, food. I thought I'd just come here, open up the Happy Cow app and find a dozen vegan restaurants. But no, you'll find nothing here. The only thing that was on Happy Cow was Sree Annapoorna, which is a vegetarian restaurant. So that's my restaurant of choice here, because I know that at least I don't get meat or anything like that in my food. And there are a couple of items on the menu that are actually vegan, if you Google that. And my favorite one is the Masala Dosa. If you've never had that, you have to eat it. It's so good, seriously. And here it's super cheap as well. It costs 70 rupees, which is maybe €1 or so. And it's quite a lot. Tourism-wise, there's really not much to see here. And I found a page on The Lonely Planet that describes it really well. Welcome to Coimbatore. This big business in Junction City, Tamil Nadu's second largest, often known as the Manchester of India for its textile industry, is friendly enough and increasingly cosmopolitan, but the lack of interesting sights means that for most travelers it's just a stepping stone towards Ooty or Kerala. There are plenty of accommodation and eating options if you're staying overnight. So basically what it's saying is get the hell out of here. So why did I want to come to Coimbatore if there's nothing here? Well, there is something here, and that's the Isha Yoga Centre, which is about an hour by bus from Coimbatore city. The Isha Yoga Centre is where Sadhguru resides. He is this famous yogi who is also on YouTube, and if you watch his videos, he always explains things in a very funny way, and he also speaks like so clearly. It's amazing. So you should really look him up. I'll put a link down in the description. That yoga center also offers 5 months long yoga teacher trainings, which I'm quite interested in. So I thought I'd check this place out before I actually commit to being there for 5 months. So I'll be really excited to get there and see what it's like. One really annoying thing I had to deal with is getting a SIM card here in Coimbatore. It seems to be impossible. I've been to 5 stores now and I still don't have a SIM card. The first store I found that sells SIM cards was for the company Idea. That's one of the providers in India, and I stumbled upon it when I was just walking while I was still living at the old hotel. They didn't give me a SIM card because I needed a reference person in India that they call to verify whatever, and I didn't have that. Once I arrived at the new hotel, I found out that Airtel is actually the provider that travelers should use, because it's the largest one in India and they have the best coverage. So I tried to find a couple of shops within walking distance around my hotel, and I found 4. 2 of them were on Google Maps but didn't exist. The third one didn't have SIM cards anymore, so they referred me to their Airtel office and even showed me on the map exactly where it is. So I went there and there was absolutely nothing. So my last attempt was at an Airtel store at a totally different location, and they wouldn't give me a SIM card because they needed a local reference person again, and they actually wanted to take the fingerprints of that person, not mine, of that reference person. What the hell, right? So I gave up. I'll try again once I'm in a more touristy area. My plans for the next couple of days are to go to the Isha Yoga Centre and eventually to end up in Mysore, where I want to practice yoga. So I'll see you soon. Bye!